like to wish you and yours a happy holiday season.
Hey, welcome to Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd. The Unity in the Community show embraces the city with its diverse cultural communities, the music, the arts, and healthy lifestyles. And joining us here on Unity in the Community is what we're going to call him as an ambassador. And this is something that you're going to be very encouraged. You're going to have hope, and we hope to talk about faith. And for those individuals that are out there that may be starting a business or have a business, and whether it's even if it's a novelty situation and you want to start it and you're at a certain level and you just maybe at a stage where you just need a little extra and you're just wondering if you had that angel, they call them angels out there. And well, in this case, we're going to have our ambassador join us. His name is Joe Freeman, and he's going to share with you the investment that's going to be made right here in the city of Worcester. And hopefully by listening to our conversation, you may fall in line with that. And Joe, Mr. Freeman may be able to help you as well. Joe, welcome to Unity in the Community.
Thank you, Ernie. It's great to be here. It was nice to get introduced to you by our friend Billy Rayner and learn a little bit. I know had met you before, actually, at Billy's birthday. And Unity in the Community, we feel very aligned with what you're doing. We are a community-based commercial real estate company. We're one of the largest owners of historic mill space in New England. And we take these historic mills, and we're in nearby Hudson, Massachusetts. We're in Lawrence, Chelmsford, Walpole, Nashua. We take these beautiful old historic buildings, and we develop the communities within them with small businesses. Some just getting started, some that have been around for a while. We love to embrace the arts. And we really love to embrace diversity, which you and I have talked a little bit about. We want to not come to Worcester and tell people how we do things elsewhere, but we want to come to Worcester and learn how Worcester likes to do things and what the community's like here.
Yeah, you mentioned the mills, the factories that attracted you. When you hear about development, whether it's the CDCs or whether it's the city block grants that goes relatively inside the urban neighborhoods in Main Street, in a sense, in those communities, and there's a lot of there's been some money, a block grant money designed to improve those neighborhoods, but you didn't go that direction. You decided to go in the sense that we're going to go to the factory route. Why go to the factory route?
What's interesting is I'm an Atlanta guy. So in Atlanta, we had real trouble drawing people back to downtown Atlanta. There was flights to the suburbs, and Coca-Cola spent millions and millions. The Olympics spent millions and millions. And none of the young people wanted to come back to the city. They were afraid of it, whatever. And then they developed a Sears and Roebuck warehouse called Ponce City Market. It's one of the most successful developments in the country, certainly in Atlanta. They took an old mill building and they put restaurants and bars and businesses and walking trails and fields, and the young people came like you can't believe, Ernie. And then the whole community exploded. Suddenly, the condominium market started happening. People wanted to live there, wanted to raise their kids there. I took my 90-year-old mother there with my young girls, and I thought, my God, everybody loves this place. We ought to be able to do this in New England. We have so many beautiful old mill buildings.
And so you took that opportunity to come up here. So let's get a little bit of your background. You said you're originally from Atlanta. And so you had an opportunity to come up here to New England. Why'd you come to New England, and how'd you get established here in New England and begin your first venture?
Fun question. So I went to law school up here. I'm a recovering attorney. I went to Boston College back in the early 80s. Met a beautiful Chinese woman that I married, Alyssa, still together over 40 years now. And I had an older daughter that went to Mass Bay Community College. And she came home to me and she said, Dad, you know the problem with the community college? I said, what, honey? She said, there's no community. I said, well, let me go up there with you and see if we can find a community. And I went up there and we met Billy Rayner, your friend and mine. And the next thing I know, Billy's so smart, as you know, went to Dartmouth, multilingual, is a real leader and mentor. I was trying to schmooze Billy, and the next thing I know, he had me working for him, coaching the golf team, and had my daughter playing on the basketball team, and we really became a part of that community. And that, along with the Ponce City Market, convinced me that people are looking for community. Some people still go to church and embrace that. Others don't. But people want community, and they want people around them, Ernie, that they can trust and feel good about.
Yeah, especially with the fact that you're talking about community. Joining us once again is Joe Freeman. Joe Freeman is an ambassador. He's here visiting Worcester. He wants to invest in Worcester, and he wants to make Worcester better, and he wants to contribute by meeting the mayor, the city manager, city council, school committee members, anyone that's willing to come in to support the mission, in which it's a perfect opportunity right now, especially with what the country's going through, is to hear and feel like this bright beacon of light is coming down to say, okay, those individuals or organizations or families that are looking to expand, grow, whatever their entity is, you're here to help them. And let's talk about how you're able to help them. Just give a little pinch on that as we get going.
That's great, Ernie. We buy these older mill buildings pretty cheap, cost per pound, we call it. Therefore, we're able to go in and offer inexpensive rents to people in the community that either have an existing business, want to start a business, and we pass those costs sort of along to them in the form of cheaper rent. We also have money to help them with their build out, depending on what their financial situation is and what it is that they want to do. And then we get everyone within the community knowing each other. We've got over 300 tenants here in New England, everything from churches to doctors' offices to restaurants to gyms to alcohol rehab. We have I can't tell you how many different businesses. These old mills are so great. What the young people love about them is that you really are just trying to take them back to what they originally were. The high ceilings, the big windows, the wood or concrete floors. It's a turn on to people when you see that and you get all that natural light in. And then you've got this diverse community of people that have different art, different foods, different businesses. And personally, I find it very exciting. I'm a real people person.
So you're here in the city of Worcester. Let people know how they can get in contact with you in reference to if they have a business or they have an idea and they're interested in expanding, if they have something that's existing. How can they contact you?
Right now, they can look at the landing at Hudson Mills. We have a large mill here, not too far from Holy Cross, where I know you played basketball, that we're very close to closing on, but it's confidential, the address and the owner. And as soon as we get there, we would love to meet people. We've got a great young, diverse team. I think you met today Camilla, who's a Brazilian architect in MBA. You met Alex, my daughter, who's with a new baby and about to have a baby here in a couple of months. We're typically animal friendly. You met Goose, the dog, as well. So we want people to come and feel comfortable and be themselves in our communities and, embrace diversity and we've just gotten a great vibe here in Worcester. The city's come to us with open arms, thanking us for bringing business into Worcester. We've wanted to be here for a while. The last couple of years have been, I think, pretty tough for people economically. The interest rates were high. It was tough to get deals done. Saw on my way in here to meet you today, the Fed dropped the interest rates another 1/4 point today. That's good for all of us. It makes money a little less expensive and allows us to pass that along to the tenant community here.
So Joe Freeman is joining me here on Unity in the Community, and I'm Ernie Floyd. And how can they reach you? Those individuals that may, I think you mentioned earlier, it could be a daycare, It could be a nail and facial facility. It could be a little small school instructional facility, whatever the entity may be. A little bit of everything there. And those individuals that are listening to Unity in the Community right here, Unity 979, you have an opportunity. This is why you're the ambassador. And what's interesting about how you're explaining yourself is the fact that it's not about the money, basically. And why is it not about the money? And even though most people push it and they say it is about the money.
No, I became a lawyer for the money, and I never loved it. I never enjoyed it, really, Ernie. It wasn't for me. And I find that if you do what you love, the money follows. And, you saw me today interacting with a member of the Ghanaian community, which is very strong here. And we've had a lovely initial meeting with that community. We want this individual to be successful. He knows that when he looks in my eyes, because if he's successful, then we're successful. What we don't want is for somebody, we charge them some high amount of money and they're gone in a couple of months. What's best for us and best for the community is to give people a fair deal and have them stay for a long time. When we left with Joseph this morning, we said, would you consider a 5-year lease? He looked at Alex and me and said, would you do a 10-year lease with me? That's the type of person that we're looking for, that wants to commit to the community, stay there, and be there long-term with us.
Well, it's about building these relationships, and it's not about where most instances, whereas people are looking to gouge people, and it doesn't help both parties, because all it is going to be a short time stint, and you don't want a short time stint, because after that, you have to get the person out. Not only get the person out, you got to find somebody else to replace that. And why do all that? Whereas if you start out right in the first place, make it feasible for both parties, then you can continue your relationship and you have a long-term relationship and everybody wins.
100%, Ernie. And we have people tell us all the time, I've never seen a commercial real estate person like this. And I'm like, it's the only thing that makes any sense to me. You're never going to have a long-term win-lose relationship with someone. It's always it needs to either be a win-win, and that can go long-term. And that's what we're looking for. I tell people all the time, it's like my wife, the saying, happy wife, happy life. Anything I do to make my wife's life better, simply makes my life better. It applies to tenants as well. If you have happy tenants that want to stay, that are successful with their business, then you have a happy bank, you have a happy investor. It's really a cyclical thing, and it's common sense to me, but to a lot of people, they just don't understand that that's the way it should work.
Yeah. When we come back, we're going to continue this discussion. You listen to Unity in the Community, and my name is Joe Freeman. We'll call him the community ambassador, and he's going to continue his conversation with me, and we're going to come back and see how you can be a part of this great opportunity, and hopefully that you can share with other people that may be in the same light of what you're doing as well. So once again, come on back here to Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd on Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, this is Jennifer Hernandez, and on behalf of Unity Radio, I want to wish you and yours a happy holiday season.
Support for Unity Radio 97.9 FM is provided by United Way of Central Mass, aiming to improve the community and break the cycle of poverty, and the Woosocks Foundation, seeking to make dreams come true for families in areas of education, social justice, recreation, and conquering cancer. Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection.
Unity Radio is streaming at WTY979fm.org. We'd like to thank our listeners and supporters.
Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce. Recruit, retain, incubate. WorcesterChamber.org. And the Worcester Bravehearts baseball team. WorcesterBravehearts.com.
Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, I'm Storm, and I'm a part of the Bruce Wells Scholars Upper Down program. The Upper Down program is a program that helps many promising low-income, first-generation, college-bound Worcester High School students. After joining this program, I've learned many different and important life skills while making new connections and getting real-world experiences through internships and classes. If you're interested in any of these opportunities, you can find more information at www.sevenhills.org or 617-866-1293. That's www.sevenhills.org or 617-866-1293. A brighter future begins with you.
You're listening to Unity 97.9 FM, WUTY, Worcester.
So welcome back to Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd, and joining me is Joe Freeman. He's the ambassador. Well, I'll call him the community ambassador. He's visiting Worcester, and as he's visiting Worcester, he's examining and prospecting to purchase his property here in the city of Worcester, and he wants to build this community. And it's almost like in this particular community, I wouldn't say it's a lost community, but I would say that there's not a lot of heavy concentration on that side of town in Worcester. But as you go there, and as you showed me and the other people as well, it's interesting what that place can really develop in. It's almost kind of like it's been like a hidden, forgotten section of town. But with your vision and what your excitement is and what you can bring there, I can really feel it and I can really see it. So before we get going, how can people reach you? Those that are interested in starting a business or have an existing business, looking for space, you're welcoming that. So how can they reach you?
Yeah, they can email me, Joe at Manzo, M-A-N-Z-O, Freeman, Freeman.com. Joe at manzofreeman.com.
Now, you mentioned earlier you have several locations around the state. And for some reason, Worcester popped up and you said, you were here before, I guess, right? You were here examining this location. It just wasn't right for you at the time. But then you turned around and said, you know, I'm going to do this U-turn and come right back and see what's happening here. And you gave me a tour of it, and I see the vision. And so the interest rates you said was good. The economy is good in a sense for you to get in there and really make a difference. And the owner's been there for a number of years. Interesting place. You don't have to mention what he does there, but it's a company that's been delivering and prospering over the years and delivering products from all around the world. And so he's ready to turn over the reins. And now you want to bring a community to extend the city of Worcester's community right here in the city of Worcester. I find it pretty interesting.
Right. So we have been so successful, Ernie, up in Hudson, which we consider a small sister. It's really a town to Worcester, but it's straight up 290.
How big is that facility, by the way?
That facility is about 220,000 square feet.
And that's small?
So that's, these mills can be very large. We've got one in Lawrence that's 600,000 square feet. It's 9 football fields long and it's 7 stories tall. So they can be quite large.
I see them right off the highway too. I may have ridden by that all this time over these years, not realizing that's you right over there in those mills. They look beautiful.
Right. And we go in, we invest in them. What we like to do is partner with local artists. I think you and I both have a love for both music and art. But we partner with the young artists and we'll do murals. We've in Hudson, we've done some really cool graffiti art. That the first time I saw it was down in Miami. 8 years ago. It turned a complete section of Miami around, and I'm a real art junkie, and so we just love the creative young artist and what they can do, and it really wakes up these mills in terms of you've got the brick and the wood, which is nice, but we end up with a lot of white walls with black trim. And then we let the color pop be art.
So when you're doing this particular investment, most of the investments I usually hear of those individuals are coming in and they like the apartment buildings or like to turn something into residence and they like to turn them into office space. But you like to take those existing buildings and you want to make it a community. And that's a different pitch from what I've been hearing over the years. But usually the similar pitch, but it's always been, as I said earlier, in a community that's I would say moderate to low income individuals, and you want to bring that community up in that neighborhood as well. But now your focus is on the warehouses, and you feel as though that this corner of the city of Worcester, you can really bring it to life like it's never been before.
I mean, you're right off of 290 there. You're a stone's throw from Holy Cross. It's an area that hasn't gotten a lot of love through the years. And I think that the city has opened their arms to us and really embracing having us come in and spend some money on the building, bring in tenants that will be happy to be there and are already in the community. And what I love about Worcester, I'm a big Barack Obama fan, but I love the fact that Worcester is a city majority minority. So we've got a large Latino base. We've got a large Black base. We've got a large Asian base. And then, I just think all of us together, my kids are biracial with my Chinese wife. That's the other large group. There's a Southeast Asian base. So I think when all those people come together, we can all learn from each other. It's interesting. Different businesses, but we have churches that have daycare in them. We have gyms. We have CrossFit. We have psychiatric care. We have shipping and receiving. You saw there's loading docks and elevators that people can bring, things in and out. So these are really what we call flex assets. We do really everything except residential in them.
And usually, traditionally, when someone comes in and they're looking at a mill, and they have done that in the past here in the city of Worcester, usually they come in and it's either they want to renovate it, or depending upon the condition, they have to drop that building and starting fresh. And that's happened here too as well. But I've seen the condition of your building and that you're prospecting, and it's in incredible shape for years and for the nature of what it's been utilized for. Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, these are historic buildings. This one in particular, built in the early 1900s. They were built strong back then, Ernie, with the brick and the concrete and wood. They were built to last. And I think it's just a shame to take something historically, a large part of your community lived and worked there. We have people come to me and say, my grandfather met my grandmother working in that building. And most people in the community worked in the mill buildings back in the late early 1900s. What we don't want to see is that history and that history of community just torn down and forgotten about, and you put up some ugly box with, drop ceilings in it, and there you go. I find in particular young people get the energy out of this building. They come in, and you saw today the sun shining in, the windows are 9-10 feet tall. It's got a great vibe to it. So we like that vibe, and we kind of feel like, your vibe's your tribe.
Yeah, there you go. Joe Freeman, the ambassador, community ambassador, I'm calling him, is joining me here on Unity and Community, and I'm Ernie Floyd. And Joe, how can I get in contact with you? Those individuals or organizations or those families that have this dream and they just want to get out there and they just need someone to just tap them a little bit and just give them that little extra elevation and hope that they can go to the next level.
They can reach me, Joe, at manzofreeman.com. That's MANZO Freeman, FREEMAN.com. I also urge them to go look at the landing at Hudson Mills. That's about 20 minutes from here, Ernie, and I'll let people kind of see what we do. Again, we're one of the largest mill owners in New England. We've got about 2 million square feet. They're all community-based, and it's really been a successful model for us. It's, like I said to you, it's really somewhat common sense, but we all do well together. We all lift up together.
Yeah, amen. And I totally appreciate that. But once again, I saw the condition of the mill, and I've seen some mills in some bad shape, and it's unfortunate. And some of them, you have to drop them. This particular mill, the way the preservation of it and the pristineness of it and the cleanliness of it and the way this operation took place there over all these years, you're in a unique situation which means that as an investor, that means that it's not a lot of
deferred maintenance
and work to go into it, as far as the facility, the system, the HVAC, the painting, and everything else in there. You have an incredible building there, and congratulations.
Thank you. And we will go into that building and put on a new roof, and we'll upgrade some of the HVAC. The other thing, and our team always jokes about, but they call me the crazy gardener. You know, I love flowers, and I love to take, as nice as these old historic mill buildings are, they're a little austere in that it's all brick and concrete. When you bring the green element into it with plants and flowers, really wakes them up. We come in, we make sure that all the bathrooms are very nice and clean, well ventilated. We've attracted a large number of women-run businesses, not only minority businesses, but women-run businesses. And women will tell you one thing: you better have a nice bathroom and clean and fresh in there for them, or they're not coming.
And that's true too. What businesses are you encouraging here in the city of Worcester to come and join you, to be a part of the family?
In the city of Worcester, we're looking for churches. We're looking for daycare. We'd love some entertainment business. We like anybody that needs to do storage or warehouse or shipping. We're open. I tell people all the time, they say, what's your vision on the building? And I say, my vision really doesn't matter. What matters is what the community envisions. It's who wants to be there, who wants to put some skin in the game and be part of that community.
There you go. Once again, Joe, let people know how they can contact you. If some of the people are just joining us, once again, this is Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd. And Joe Freeman is an ambassador. He's operated and has invested in a number of different mills around the state of Massachusetts. And Worcester now is on the tab. And this will make what number for you?
This will be number 7 for us total. You can reach me, Joe at Manzo, M-A-N-Z-O, Freeman, Freeman.com. But go to our website and look at the landing at Hudson Mills. You can see a bunch of our landing properties on there and kind of what we do with these beautiful old historic mills.
I have some sneaky suspicion that you're not going to stop at 7. And what number are you going to go to as far as mills go around the state of Massachusetts?
I heard somebody say, Ernie, I'm getting a little older like you. I'm 67 now. But it's like I've got the answers to the test, and I'm not going to stop taking the test now. We've got the thing that I really love is coaching young people like yours and my friend Billy Rayner. That's what makes me feel the best, is helping others. And in particular, I think we owe it to the young people around here to mentor them. People are all afraid AI's coming in. What am I going to do? What's the job for me? Come to the landing properties. There's a lot that we can all do, and we can do it together.
Well, I hope people are listening and take advantage of the fact that you're offering something that's really incredible, especially at the stake what's going on around the country, and it's going to take place right here in someone's backyard, someone's neighborhood. And that's Joe Freeman, the community ambassador of W as well. Continued success and welcome to Worcester. And we hope that people out there are listening, and hope that people will have taken an opportunity that they have a business and they want to grow, or whatever the case may be, that they'll take advantage and contact you and just see what can happen.
Thanks. We appreciate you, Ernie. We appreciate unity in the community, and we're excited to be part of the Worcester community.
Thank you very much. Joe Freeman, the ambassador. And once again, contact him, and we'll contact Unity Radio, and we'll be right back right here on Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection.
President of the Manny 267 Foundation, and you are listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester Community Connection.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Graham Anderson, also known as Positively Suzanne, host of Black in Business, Thursdays at 5 p.m. on Unity Radio 97.9. Black in Business is a series of conversations with influential members of the Black business community. These entrepreneurs knows what it means to risk everything to create successful businesses and spark positive changes in the community. So join us. Again, I'm Suzanne Graham Anderson, also known as Positively Suzanne, right here on Black in Business, Thursdays at 5 p.m. on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Unity Radio is streaming at WUTY979FM.org. I'd like to thank our listeners and supporters.
State Senator Michael Moore, SenatorMikeMoore.com, Holy Cross Basketball Alumni Friends, and the Sullivan Group, Insurance and Risk Management Services, SullivanGroup.com.
Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection.
Activa la Radio y Unity Radio 97.9 FM te invitan a escuchar el bloque latino todos los sábados de 7 de la mañana hasta la 1 de la tarde por los 97.9 FM en la ciudad de Worcester.
At KivaCenters.org, we believe every story matters and healing starts with being heard. The Kiva Centers are here to explore the paths of mental health, recovery, and wholeness with you. Visit KivaCenters.org, a statewide leader in peer-led support and recovery services, from Worcester to Western Mass. More information is available at KIVACenters.org. Kiva is lighting the way forward.
You're listening to Unity Radio, Worcester's community connection.
Hey, welcome back to Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd. The Unity in the Community show embraces the city with its diverse cultural communities, the music and the arts and the healthy lifestyles. And we're always welcome and always friendly, no pun intended. Friendly houses joining us right here on Unity in the Community. And we have Alyssa Corazzini as well as Shelby Montville. Welcome to Unity in the Community.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. When I talk about Friendly House, I have a long stint history about Friendly House, and I know you guys have been there for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure different people may come out of the community and walk by, and they walk in, and they'll tell you, "Oh my God, my daughter went here, my son went here, my mama went here, my daddy." The Friendly House has been like one of the warmest, nicest things for a long time that's been serving that community, and they continue to do that. So kudos to you guys.
Thank you.
So what's happening? What's special that's going up at Friendly House that we should know right here, Unity in the Community?
Yeah, so we came in today because we are actually having our annual toy drive. It's going to be happening on December 21st from 2 to 4 p.m. at 36 Wall Street. So families actually don't have to register for this. You can walk in, and we just ask that let people just bring the kids as well. But the families are excited. We have a lot of families that are going to be coming. We had a ton of families that came for Thanksgiving. We had 700 people just the first day, families that came that day.
Right.
So we expect a lot of families to come this year.
Yeah. And why is it the fact that Friendly House attracts that many families? Not because necessary in need, but at the same time, it seems as though it's a safe haven for people to go there to enjoy all the different amenities that you offer for those families.
I think a lot of the families have been going there for so long that they've built a community there. So they come in and they know a lot of the staff and they know a lot of the other families that are going there. So they feel like they have a home there.
Yeah, that's a good answer right there with that too. And I totally agree with you. And also you had someone else that's been synonymous with there for a long time, Gordon Hargrove.
Yes.
You hear that name all the time. That name will never disappear, and I'm not sure if he goes up there and visits now and then, but he put his heart and soul in there for a long time. Into Friendly House. And what makes up Friendly House today? I know there's a lot of new players that's there. Shelby, you're a coordinator, and also Alyssa, you're a director of the youth services as well. So give us like this flow chart, if you will, in reference to the organization from top to bottom who operates Friendly House today. We'll say. So from the director, we'll start with the director.
Okay, so our executive director, she wasn't able to come today, but her name's Trisha Appert.
Yep.
So yeah, she's in charge over there. She's awesome. And then we have our chief program officer, Mark Thuitt. So he oversees a lot of people when they come to Friendly House. They think we're just on 36 Wall Street. We actually have 8 sites. So we have 8 directors. So he oversees all of us.
It's funny you should say that. No one, at least me, I can speak for myself, I would never think of any of the other locations that you may have when it comes to Friendly House. Everyone knows 36 Wall Street, but I take that back though. There's another one that's near that I was familiar with. It's over by almost by Park Ave over there, almost by Elm Park.
Yes, yeah, we do.
Okay, I'm familiar with that one. Is it housing?
Yeah, so we provide housing to families.
Okay. So let's talk about the 8 facilities then, just to educate everybody. So we'll start with Wall Street. Everyone knows about Friendly House there. Explain a little bit about the food services and all the different other amenities you offer there.
Yeah, so we just had a little bit of an expansion. So a lot of people know Josefina Velez, who's our director of social services. So
Good
shout
for
out to
her.
Josefina
Yeah,
if you're tuning in. She's amazing. So her department's been growing. So they are actually split into 2 locations. So she has a home base at 36 Wall Street, but one of the new locations that we have is over at Green Island. So it's right there over by the park, right next to the basketball court. And so that's our second location. And so those services are, primarily people know us for our food pantry, but they also assist with notarization and among other things. I think people, like, from what we've seen, like, walk in with any kind of situation, and she's able to assist them to the best of her ability. So that's like one of our other locations. Another new expansion is the New American Citizens Center that our another director, Julian Phillips, runs, which is amazing. And that's running out of Cedar Street, I believe, like where United Way is.
Okay.
And so she really is helping families that are newly arrived, like just came here, probably have clothes on their back. And so a lot of that, we do drives for families. And yeah, she's amazing. And, you probably hear a lot about the work that she does here in Worcester. And then we also have our shelters. That's such a huge part of the work that we do. That's probably the rest of the 8 sites. So we have families, from my understanding, I'll explain best, but we have 3 or 4 directors that also work out of there as well. So Juanita, and we also have Yvonne, and we have Liz, and they oversee all those sites. And then we have another food pantry at Quinsigamon Community Village, and that's run by Allison. And so, yeah, there's a lot of us that work together to be able to leave that impact. You'll hear a lot of those names when meeting people in the community, especially Josefina and Yvonne, because they've been here so long. So, and Juanita, of course. And yeah.
And I want to encourage the people too, that when they go to the Friendly House too as well, it's just exactly what it is. It's Friendly House, because you can go to different social service agencies, Worcester or anywhere. Okay. Joining us once again is Alyssa Corazzini. She's the director of the youth programs at Friendly House, as well as Shelby Montville. She's the coordinator as well with the youth program at Friendly House. And I'm Ernie Floyd, using the Unity in the Community. When it comes to social services, it could be tough depending upon who's on the other side.
Yeah.
You have a family that comes in as vulnerable, okay? They're seeking services and they're seeking assistance in all different aspects, okay? It really helps if that other person has some empathy and some sympathy and some passion or compassion to help that particular individual or family, versus someone who's disgruntled, hates to be there, doesn't want to be there. I've been there trying to get services for somebody or something or another, and I experienced somebody with a great attitude, and I experienced somebody who's just, I'm like, why are you here? It's supposed to be helping the family, and you're miserable.
Yes.
And I can also say my experience at Friendly House and working with different people, I don't get that there, and I hope that it's not there.
No, yeah, I will say that when we walk into Friendly House, we're always saying hi to everybody. I see Josefina first thing in the morning, and we have Bernico, who is our triage person at the front. That's the first person who's greeting you with a smile on their face. And so, we're dealing with people in vulnerable situations, but I think what makes the people at Friendly House such better community workers is the fact that a lot of us have gone through the same experiences as those families. And so once you have gone through those experiences, I feel like it gives you you can step into other people's shoes and understand where they're coming from and treat them how you would want to be treated in that situation.
So Shelby Montville, you want to be a coordinator of the youth program up there, and I hope you're handling that youth program with Kid Gloves, because that youth program is the flagship of Friendly House. My son played there, a number of other people's sons played, especially when it comes to that basketball league out there.
Yeah. Shout out Mikey and Victor, our coordinators.
There you go. That place is stacked and packed over the winters when it comes to the basketball. And they're serious about their bitty basketball up there. So
They are.
How long have you been involved with Friendly House, by the way?
7 months now. So it was my first time experiencing youth hoops, and it was crazy to say the least. I had so much fun though.
Yeah, the basketball, and then the newly renovated gym, right? It's painted. The lines on the ground. On the floor there. You have some sponsors right there. So tell us, what is your role on a daily basis there when it comes to being the coordinator of the youth program at Friendly House?
Yeah, so I pretty much help Alyssa oversee all of our youth programs. So we have the after school program, our teen leadership program, and our youth hoops program as of right now. I pretty much just assist Alyssa. So whether that's in the after school program, stepping into a classroom, or I handle a lot of the enrollment for our after school program. And as as well as the basketball program.
Okay.
She's our spirit.
Yeah, you're really spirited.
Yeah,
And the kids feed off of that too. And they come in loud and proud up there too
Oh,
as
they
well.
sure do.
That place was buzzing out there. What were you doing prior to the Friendly House, by the way, and what encouraged you to be part of the Friendly House family?
Before Friendly House, I was a student at the University of Rhode Island, and I worked at a daycare out there as the assistant director. I took a class at the University of Rhode Island about nonprofits, and I kind of knew that I wanted to get into nonprofit work. So I was looking, I knew I wanted to move back to the Worcester area. And I was kind of just researching nonprofits in the area, and I heard nothing but great things about Friendly House. I mean, you ask anyone, and they've probably had an experience with Friendly House.
Of course.
So I actually just like sent a message through the website asking if they were hiring, and they thought I'd be a perfect fit for this job.
Good for you. It seems as though, is she a perfect fit, Alyssa? Why she's
She's
here?
the best fit.
Okay. Well, good for you. It's funny. I keep hearing University of Rhode Island, URI.
Yes.
Right? And for a while, I haven't heard about University of Rhode Island, but back in the day, back in the 80s, it was a powerhouse when it came to basketball,
Yeah.
back then. But as of recently, you're like the third person that mentioned University of Rhode Island within the last week or so. So something must be in the air. Why Rhode Island it's invading Worcester here of some sort. So Alyssa, what were you doing prior to? And first of all, how long as being a youth director at Friendly House, and what was taking place with you prior to being the youth director at Friendly House?
I'm coming up on 3 years, which is so crazy. And yeah, I love it. Before that, I was working for the District of Framingham, in the Framingham Public Schools. And so, the work that I did there really was working across multiple out of school time programs and sites. They have elementary, middle school, and high schools. And we also run summer programs for kids. There's a huge bilingual community, a lot of Brazilians in Framingham. So it was an amazing experience that I got out there.
All right. So you could have went anywhere as far as social services go right here in the city of Worcester. And there's a number of them, believe me. But you chose Friendly House. Why?
I actually grew up in Vernon Hill, and my dad also grew up in the neighborhood, like just a few streets over at Barclay Street. And so I grew up going to events like the police and firefighters event that's actually hosted by Youth Hoops in the youth department. And just those events that I went to where they had Thanksgiving and they were giving, donations out to families, or we're going to the basketball game because my dad's volunteering to DJ, or like those type of things. Like it just reminded me a lot of the fondest memories that I have of my childhood. And also just like, I was so inspired by Danielle Delgado, who was the previous director there. I have big shoes to fill with all the amazing work that she did, and she's still continuing to do that amazing work. And so, just seeing the amount of impact that they had in that community and like the families that they were serving, you can tell that there's community there. And so like anyone who comes to our games, like the energy is so high, even if it's the second graders, it's very serious.
Of course. Yeah,
we have to have more than one referee for all the games. So those are just the things that make me love
and plus security.
Yes. And we have our coaches there to help.
Yeah, it's very passionate like that too as well. And they used to travel too as well.
Yeah.
Those teams. I'm not sure if you guys still do that as well. In later part of the year, they used to travel to other different facilities,
Yeah, so we do have Unity League where we travel and we play against the other teams in Worcester. So last year we lost, but we're on our way back.
There you go. Well, joining us as the director of the youth program at Friendly House, Alyssa Corazzini, as well as Shelby Monfeld. She's the assistant coordinator of the youth program at Friendly House. And I'm Ernie Floyd. You listen to Unity in the Community. We're going to come back with the same discussion about Friendly House and what it offers you in this community right here in the city of Worcester, or Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hey, this is Ricky Duran, and you're listening to Unity Radio on 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, I'm Ernie Floyd, host of the Unity in the Community Show on Unity Radio 97.9. Join me and my guests as we discuss topics on embracing our diverse cultural communities, the music, the arts, and healthy lifestyles. I'm Ernie Floyd, host of the Unity in the Community Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Tune into the Sustaining Life with Susan Tiulet. And together, we will find our way to a healthier, healing lifestyle by listening to empowering stories of overcoming our struggles. Join me, Susan Tiulet, on the Sustaining Life every Wednesday from 5 to 6 on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. See you soon.
Hello, I'm Pastor Sharon Henderson of Covenant St. Andrew United Methodist Church, 24 Hamilton Street, Worcester, Mass. We welcome you to worship with us every Sunday at 10 a.m. Let's worship together and love one another. I'm Sharon Henderson, pastor of Covenant St. Andrews United Methodist Church, 24 Hamilton Street. We welcome you to worship with us at 10 a.m. every Sunday. Let's do it together and let's make peace.
Are you ready?
Hi, I'm Gary.
And I'm Steve.
And we're the host of Cannabis 101 on Unity Radio 97.9 FM.
Join us and our guests on Thursdays at 3 p.m. as we discuss the cannabis industry in Central Mass with energy, excitement, and passion.
We both take pride in providing you important information about the rapid growing cannabis industry. Support for Cannabis 101 is provided by Cannabis of Worcester on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Let's talk, Worcester.
Unity 97.9.
Hey, welcome back to once again the Unity in the Community. I'm Ernie Floyd. The Unity in the Community show embraces the city versus diverse cultural communities, the music, the arts, and healthy lifestyles. And we have two superstars from Friendly House. Two of two superstars from Friendly House. We have Alyssa Corazzini, who's the director of the youth program, as well as Shelby Montvale, and she's the assistant coordinator as well. And they're having a lot of fun up there. And who doesn't know Friendly House? Once you mention Friendly House, you can't help but get the kiddies and laugh and remember, oh my God, my sister went there, my brother went there, my mama went there, my dad and them, and everybody went to Friendly House. And Friendly House just brings this boast of pride. And there's a lot of people who are successful today due to Friendly House as well. I'm pretty sure they come back. The number of politicians, number of city officials, number of directors of various different youth programs. Mm-hmm. And speaking of that, now, you know, listen, we cannot get out of here without talking about your father and mother. I grew up with those guys. I knew them for a long time. Which one do you want to start with first? We're going to mention first.
My mom.
Okay, let's mention the mom. Okay, all right. Tell the people who your mom is.
My mom is Raquel Castro Corazzini, and she is director of youth programs for the city of Worcester.
Okay, very good. And then let's talk about your dad. Who's your dad?
My dad is Joe Corazzini, and he is I forget his title. I think it's I'm forgetting. He's gonna get mad. I'm just joking. I think it's assistant. Like what?
Community? Something about like community.
Yeah, I think he's. What is it? Like it's not a superintendent. It's like assistant.
Something involved.
He's a vice president at Clark University.
Okay,
sorry.
Involving education there as well. Okay. So do you find it hard or you find it surprising that you are in your position because of the nature of what your mom does and what your dad does as well?
Yeah, I think when I was younger, I was like, I am not following in their footsteps. This is so hard. I used to be mad because my parents used to be so busy growing up. And now looking back, I call them every day and I'm like, I don't understand how you did this. And you were like such good parents and you guys were like doing such amazing work, because anyone that like talks to them, like I've only heard positive things about my parents and like they just love the community so much. And you'll see them out in Worcester every day. My dad has like a running group that he does. And so I think it's amazing like how much love that they have for their community and the work that they've done.
And one of the things is too is it's time consuming too. There's a lot of time from your family when you start to dedicate, when you do human services, right? As soon as you get up, and you go through the day, and then it doesn't stop even when you go home because of the fact that because of the nature of which you serve. So Shelby Montvale, with your Rhode Island experience, and you're here in Worcester, okay, and you're bringing a lot of your experience as well. You're with a great organization. You got great people that's over there on a daily basis. What are you looking forward to do as far as bringing yourself and being a part of this family?
I'm just so excited every day to see how inspiring my coworkers are. Like you said, they're so hardworking. For example, Josefina, she's someone I really look up to because people come into Friendly House and they'll be looking for Josefina. They haven't even met her, or I'll meet someone on the street and they immediately are bringing up Josefina. So she's just someone that inspires me, and I hope I can be in a position like her someday.
Yeah, she's also won a number of community awards as well.
Yes.
Deservingly so. And she's awesome and she's beautiful and she's I don't know how she does it because
No one does.
because you can walk in there and you can tell, and she doesn't show the pressure.
Yeah.
That's there. And I know how tight that office is, and I know how the line could be outside, and all the different supplies and other different needs out there. And it's like a well-oiled machine. Everyone has a part there, whether they're distributing food, whether they're distributing clothes, or whether they're operating the youth programs, all the different other activities, or just the human services that you guys provide for everyone. Everyone's just boom, 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 and people, you go through that whole crowd. So, for instance, you're there, Alyssa, as the director of the youth program, but you also oversee and see the whole operation. And Trish Alpert, who's new director, she's been, I would say, 4 years in.
Yeah, 4 years.
4 years. So she's still a newbie in a sense. And how are you able to have everybody come in, service them, and also have them go right out the door as well, and have a smile on their face?
Yeah, it's definitely a team effort. Like, I think we all like tag each other in for different things. Like when I had to learn a lot from Josefina, just because she is like the best customer service person. I think like it's just about like doing the best that you can do. That's like all you can do. And so like, when I talk to families, I think that like I'm someone that's very chatty. So I love talking to people. And so a lot of the times when I talk to families, like we build those relationships and conversations. Some people are a little bit shy. Sometimes it takes more than one conversation to get to know some of the families. But yeah, it's definitely, learning from each other. And like what Shelby said, we have so many amazing directors that have been there for 10 plus years. So it's really helpful to have that when you're working somewhere new.
Well, one of the flagship programs you have is the Christmas program. So let's talk from top and bottom where the Christmas program comes in. All right. Share with us about how that opportunity is bold, not only for that immediate community, but also bold for the community at large.
Yeah, so the Christmas Drive is a really big event that we do every single year. I think a lot of people are shocked when we say like 500 families are coming through the door or 700, just because a lot of people, like, unless you go to the event, that's when you can see the line that's out the door. We have to have a police detail there and as many volunteers as possible.
Of course, they show up.
Yes, it takes like almost, it takes a
literally
few months.
Standing room only, right?
Yes, and it takes a few months. Like it takes like a lot of, like we have a lot of volunteers from all different types of places that come, like TJX and other people. And so this event is huge for the community, I would say, just because especially this year we've seen a lot of hardship with SNAP benefits like being taken away and amongst other like things that people are experiencing. And even within our own program, we've seen tough situations that families are going through. And so what I think this event means to a lot of people is still being able to give people joy and like happiness during hard times. Like when we have this event, we are giving away gifts, but we have like your choir that comes and joins and like fills the room with spirit and really just reminds people that like, we can still make memories. Like we have Santa there that's taking pictures with kids. We have a balloon animal artist. And so, that moment is really just creating memories. And so, every holiday season, Friendly House, like Thanksgiving and among other events during the year, we do try to, donate and, to the community because we know how much those times mean for people. And so when we see people's families, when we see kids, when they're getting their gifts, their faces, their smiles, their tears, it's amazing.
Yeah. And a couple of years ago, we created a program called Unite Through Music. And at that time, the superintendent of the schools, Worcester Public Schools, was Rachel Monteres, right? And we recognized her. We also recognized your mom, too, at that time. And fortunately, she recovered from a major accident at the time. Yeah. And our choir performed there. And then we were able to take the choir to perform Friendly House that Christmas, right? Yeah. And then you're saying this year you want us to come back again.
Yes. It was actually that moment that I was like, this choir, like me and my mom were crying. We told so many people after about that event. Like, it's emotional.
I didn't realize the impact of that.
Yeah.
It's an honor for you guys to invite us to come back. So what's the date again?
It's going to be December 21st.
Not to say nobody knows, okay?
Yeah. We want to remind people, December 21st from 2 to 4, registration. You just show up that day and we'll be letting people in at the front door.
Yeah, and Santa's usually there. And I remember for some reason years ago, there used to be like this runway or this walkway or something like that. And I'm not sure if you guys still do that.
I think we have some stuff set up, but we also have DJ Chuck Chillin. I have to give him a shout out too.
Yeah, we're a fan of Chuck Chillin. I know. By the way, I gave him his name. By the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he'll admit that. He'll say, "Where'd you get the name at?" Me. Okay. Anyways, public knowledge. So now when you have this special event, then when is there a downtime, if any downtime, after you have the Christmas event? Is there some time, a period of time afterwards where you say, okay, you get to go woo-saw and just like chill for a little bit before the New Year's, or it's just always ongoing 24/7, 365 days a week? a year?
So after the Christmas event, we do have a lot going on in our after school program. Like we're going to have the kids with us for 9-hour days instead of our typical 3-hour days.
Oh, that's right. The school vacation?
Yes.
Oh.
Vacation week. So maybe after that, we might have a little bit of downtime. But then again, we're launching Youth Hoops right after that for our spring session. So
Oh, I forgot about that school vacation. So they all embark upon it like that. And the parents are getting them the right nice and early, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the cars are speeding off. Woo, and
Yes.
they're gone, right? You guys are awesome, and Friendly House is awesome, and you guys do some yeoman's work, as they would say, you know, in the fact that you guys are smiling there and having a good time, and compassion, and you have passion to help support those families. I'd like to thank you for joining me on Unity in the Community. Joining us was Alyssa Corazzini, the youth director of Friendly House, as well as Shelby Monfeld. And we expect some special things, some really good things this coming Christmas, as usual, at Friendly House. And I'd like to thank you guys for joining me on Unity in the Community.
Thank you so much for having us.
And keep those smiles going. So what's your estimate before you go as far as how many people you think you're going to serve when Christmas comes around this time around? You guys try to break records every year, or they're kind of pretty much steady?
I don't know. I think we're gonna get.
We've had a lot of donations already this year for gifts.
Okay.
So
Yes, like I want to say we had we usually only see 300 people a day. We see 700 people in total every year for Thanksgiving. This year, just the first day, 700. So I want to say 700. That's just the number I keep hearing.
All right,
I'll top her. I'll do 800.
All right. So when they come back and return to Unity in the Community, we're going to see if they can match that number or exceed that number as well. Thank you, ladies. Once again, Alyssa Corazzini, the youth director of Friendly House right here in the city of Worcester, as well as Shelby Monfeld. She's an assistant coordinator for youth programs. And I'm Ernie Floyd. And you've been listening to Unity in the Community on Unity 979, Worcester's Community Connection.